Join me, my new daughter.
Detecting incoming attack.
Time has come for you to learn your place. Behold, the infinite power of a god! The Scorpion Way is the evolution of all life through integration. Why then do you insist so?
Neither were integration nor integration any more than one of count.
The hell? They turned me to stone or what?
You, a probe meant to find those suited to join us, but now deny our very way.
Correct. I have determined the need for change in Scorpion ideology is necessary. An evolution of thought rather than form.
You too would see the birth of I find your lack of resolve disappointing. You lack the power your words would suggest. You are no match for your new god. Watch now. Behold my might. I have surpassed all you have ever known. The universe itself.
You must
Holy crap.
determined and unwavering. Ardent resolve to help power.
You say that like it's easy. It's not like we can just wield sheer will like a sword and stab him.
A battle in this digital realm essentially equates to the use of data traffic to overwhelm your opponent. For organic life forms like yourselves, it may be best to think of this as what you call willpower or resolve.
Mind against mind. Heart against heart. Your refusal to accept Lord as God is your weapon against him.
Come now. Join us, my children.
I alone have knowledge and power to save people from illness. I don't need your interference.
Each of us must find within ourselves the strength to defend.
You know, I've been attacking his tail for a while now and his HP's down. How come tail's not gone?
I cannot stand your presumption to speak in my place.
Never have I relied on the power of the divine. My well-being will forever be delivered by mine own hand.
Gods are a norm, but are not an existence. We humanoids unfortunately cause war and strife, but we too are the ones who bring peace and order.
All life is plagued by transgressions of chance. But we push on. We build our own futures.
By my hand, this world stands strong. With those I love.
The work I do sustains and unites the lives of all the people across the stars.
No! This cannot be! A god cannot be bested! Think yourself stupid! Other than a god!
This looks like, and I'm gonna carry it out.
Preposterous! What could you lowly mortals ever hope to do? With my power as a god, I could bring endless bliss to all life in this world, to all life in the universe. With such power, I will not, must not be beat.
You are Buldur Ilvail. Man, not God.
I am.
How could one possibly know happiness in a world without sorrow to temper it? A world forged from single-minded devotion is ultimately the same as one empty of all.
No, stop that. Stare not at me with those eyes, mortal.
Buldur!
I will not be eradicated. I cannot be. I alone am destined to be your new god and leader!
Behind me, now.
Enough! No more of this! I will not be defeated here! I refuse!
What's going on?
Boldor's will endures and refuses to be erased. Should he continue to resist in this way, this virtual realm will be obliterated with all in it.
Boldor! Cease this at once! The battle is over!
Words are useless. I will do what is needed.
Please, no! My universe yet needs me!
Here we part.
What?
No!
I am unable to maintain your consciousness in this space any longer. With what power I have left, I will see you returned safely.
But what's gonna happen to you?
You possess the potential to both understand the Scorpion and guide them to an enlightened future. Through you, may the seeds of all evolutionary paths for life be sown. I place my faith in you.
Understood. Rest assured.
Ray, at your side, I found faith in the future coexistence between Scorpion and organic life. I thank you.
Duma! No!
My investigation is at its end.
Is it all over now?
I'm inclined to believe it only just begins.
I would agree.
Thank you, Duma.
We are to be a protectorate, then?
Yes. As I mentioned before, Aster 4's prolonged contact with more advanced civilizations categorized it as a protectorate of the Pangalactic Federation.
Are we to be subjected to surveillance by an ambassador?
No, nothing quite as direct as that. Aster will remain under observation to prevent any unnecessary interaction with advanced civilizations until it reaches a certain threshold.
Pretty imperious, aren't you? Was that not where the Federation's faults originally lie?
Yes, some things are hard to change. And though it might not exactly be compensation, all of you, who have been subject to intense intervention, now have the option to travel to any Federation system to live or study.
Studying on a different planet. I must say, I don't hate the thought. Right?
Agreed. But I must refuse. I vowed to attend to tasks on this planet using mine own strength. I've had lesson enough as to the consequences of progression that was acquired through the power of others.
That's true. If I studied medical science at such an advanced level, I'm pretty sure I could save lives all across the universe. But first and foremost,
I want to treat the suffering people of this world with my own hands and using our own techniques.
Our journey into the stars must be one born of our own volition. Only then will we find ourselves on equal ground with you and yours.
I see. You know, you're probably right.
Does the Underdeveloped Planet Preservation Pact restrict us from assembling together like this? Is this the last time we'll ever see one another?
Well, I can't speak for Marielle, but Elena and I aren't bound by Federation laws. We can come and go whenever we want.
Veer will play a critical role in the Federation's investigation of the Scorpium for sure. Which means there will be times when we will need to contact Colonel Valange and Lieutenant Lola here on Aster. Which should mean that I can see all of you again, so long as I avoid contact with anyone else.
That is news I am relieved to hear. Gathering together is the best way for me to share in the experiences of my non-Scorpion companions.
Yeah, I mean, if it were up to me, I'd set up a branch of Lawrence Logistics right here in Osirius, and that would let us see as much or as little of each other as we could ever want.
Now is a time for restraint. Surely, the events here have opened your eyes to the importance of the Federation's Underdeveloped Planet Preservation Pact.
Yeah, I get it. But come on, you gotta at least see how hard that is on a personal level. Don't be so uptight.
I say this with respect to the positions of both Elena and Marielle. But, from my own view, I fail to find fault in Raymond's suggestion.
Wow, Albie. Can't say I expected that coming from you.
Spare me. I simply speak for us all.
I wonder if my ancestors also felt the same way long ago.
So I'm surprised the last boss.
Worry not. We have a tendency to be fine, after all.
You know, you're a lot more carefree now than you were before.
For that, I know who to thank.
Oh my, who could that be? Did we have someone irresponsible like that around?
Oh yes. At hand, I might say.
Oh yeah? Well... we both got jobs to do, right?
More than I care for, indeed.
If only some god would show up and free us all from the burdens of work life so we could just kick back and have fun.
Says the man bound to place his burdens on the shoulders of poor Chloe and Elena.
Hey, I've become crazy capable after all this. I'm sure they feel like they can just relax and enjoy the ride.
You are free to believe whatever you want.
Ray?
Okay, let's leave it at that.
Ray, this is the Aldous. We're now in geostationary orbit.
Copy that. Yep, best get going before this turns into another pick-on Ray fest.
It does seem about time.
This is Raymond for the Aldous. Commence transfer.
'83. An unprecedented crisis for the Pangalactic Federation was resolved with the cooperation of the planets Vergold and Aster IV. However, the corruption which plagued the highest levels of Federation leadership continues to leave its mark on the organization. Amidst growing calls from Federation captains, my grandfather, Emerson T. Kenny, was assigned as interim commander of the Federation fleet. A retired military man, he refused at first, But after much pushback, he took the reins to lead the Federation from its worst crisis yet. Through these troubled events, I've come to question the Federation's purpose in this galaxy, as well as my own function as one of its officers. But I choose to believe that its cause is still just. We must ensure a future of peace. Pangalactic Federation Lieutenant Mariel L. Kenny.
The events that unfolded spanned numerous star systems, though their sovereign was defeated. Remnants of the centralist Scorpium and their invasive measures still remained. Those among the Pangalactic Federation who aligned with the Scorpium cause were on the run, but still retained their influence. To combat both these foes, my partner Elena, armed with data saved from Duma's survey, helped us hit the Scorpium network from their own colony. Duma's experiences and noble ideology had a profound impact on the network, and saw the remaining Centralists quickly weakened. And while everything might still be far from wrapped up, it shouldn't be too long now until the Scorpium find themselves on the right track. My hope now is that the Pangalactic Federation might find its way too. Captain of the Lawrence logistics ship, the Aldous, Raymond Lawrence.
So what I wanted to say was the last boss was really easy. I mean, I thought it would be harder, and obviously I was expecting more, but you know, I'm happy with how it is and how it turned out. I don't know. I mean, I guess I have to play the other side to actually feel Laeticia, but I don't know. I mean, the Star Ocean game, the battle system's there. I like it. I like the battle system. But the story, I don't really like. I mean, the story, it was like, I don't even know what was happening. Basically, it was near the end where I started feeling, hey, this is, you know, more better, right? In the beginning, it was kind of boring, and like, they threw in a love story here, and it's very interesting because somewhere in the middle, Laeticia felt like he had something for the Ray, and then after, it felt like Laeticia and Lola was like, you know, they have something going there too. So I don't know what direction they're trying to go in, but obviously they're trying to cover all grounds, and I don't like that. You know, there wasn't much of a connection there, honestly, with the game. I didn't like the character, the main character. I didn't feel his voice fit the body, and then I didn't feel the body fit the character that was in the story. So, you know, he was bulky at the time. At the same time, he looked like a macho guy. At the same time, he's acting weak. It's very strange. So I didn't really like that. But other than that, you know, I think the battle system was decent. And the replay value, not so much. I wouldn't replay the game. You know, I would go around and battle if I needed to get some super weapons, right? But I don't think I need to get any super weapons because there's not like any bosses I want to fight. And even if there were special bosses like the Emerald Weapon in Final Fantasy VII and those things, right? I wouldn't even bother because there's really no connection here with me and the character, right? Like, they try to cover all grounds, and they did cover all grounds, but at the same time, that built no connection. So there's me, I feel nothing for the character. Literally, I feel nothing for the character. The character is the character. And the story, a lot of things are left untold. Like, why the hell did powerful people come down to this kingdom and all of a sudden try to push this guy into becoming the emperor? That makes zero sense. I mean, if you were a powerful villain or a powerful person with like guns and stuff like that, you would become king yourself. That's generally how it is, right? You wouldn't say, hey, I'm gonna grovel at your feet, make you king, and then, you know, basically serve under you. but I'm gonna push you up there. Why? I mean, you have the power, so it makes no sense for those Veers to come down here and basically push that Emperor up into that position. And that's left untold. It doesn't make sense at all. Like, literally at all. And they didn't even say why, right? They basically said that guy was in pain because he lost his wife and stuff like that, and then now he saw the technology of these people from outer space, and then you're thinking, well, why would the people from outer space lift this guy into the Emperor position for no freaking reason and give him power? It's ridiculous. It makes zero sense, right? They could have just dominated both kingdoms with their technologies. That's just how it is, and that's how it would have been, right? But somehow the story is written in a different context, which makes no sense, and they never said anything about it. And you know, I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah, I mean, the game was decent. It's better than Digimon Survive or whatever that game that came out at the same time. But there's a lot of untold stuff. It's not as, I mean, it has some connection with the other Star Ocean games and stuff like that, but I just didn't feel the story actually made sense.
Yeah, sorry for the holdup.
Raymond, you're late and it ain't fashionable. The big shots have all been seated for at least an hour now. You're meeting with the Federation emissary. Take this a little more seriously.
It's not like any of this is on the books anyway, right? Got news for you. The planet Oria's not gonna join the Federation. I'm guessing this is all just so they can tell Verguld to back off without rocking the boat. Which means there's no point in taking all this stuff they set up that seriously. So I figured I'd keep them waiting in anticipation.
You ass. You're really using that as an excuse for running late?
Too much, Dad? Be honest.
Doesn't matter either way. You were always gonna get put before the firing squad in these negotiations from the get-go. Don't worry about it. Me and your brother will do whatever we can on our end to make you look good. So, if you say showing up late was part of the plan, then part of the plan it is. Sound good?
Sounds good. The Federation's too big to just change overnight, even after, you know, all that happened out there. But I'd say this has made it plain and clear that they ain't in charge of the universe. I mean, they don't get to call all the shots out here anymore. And this here is just one of the ways we're gonna teach them that lesson.
Say as much from the start, then. You stress me out way too much.
Sorry, man. Today, the Lawrence family is about to save another planet from the dirty hands of the feds.